Well, the post-election market pop fading today after the Federal Reserve talked up the economy, which moved up interest rates. So, gang, what do we make of all this?
I'll tell you, when you look at what's going on right now with the Fed, I think they spooked the market a little bit. We saw a sell-off from the highs earlier in the day. But I really think this is what the market needs. The Fed said the key thing I take out of this is the Fed said that they're going to look at the data. So they're not saying we're going to just keep hiking regardless. We're going to look at the data. And as long as the data, the economic data, supports higher rates, I think a few quarter-point rate hikes next year won't derail this economy at all.
We did end still over 26,000. At least there's that much. Right?
Absolutely. And remember, we were up over 500 points yesterday. So to get this no sell-off or give back with the volatility we saw throughout October, to have no sell-off after yesterday's huge rally, I think is a big plus for the bulls.
I don't think the Fed should matter that much in of itself, to be honest with you. That's what scares me a little bit about this. You know, the economy's doing great. Okay, we're having marginally higher interest rates. You know, it's like is like a real investor going to put their money in Treasury bonds instead of stocks just from a little tiny increase of the Fed funds rate, or a mild unwind of the long end when the Fed is unwinding its portfolio, which means it sells bonds, so interest rates go up, right? Yeah. Why should that be such a big deal? So it's got to be something else that is worrying the market, like a double whammy, like higher interest rates and a trade war and stuff like that. That's got to be what's going on here, because it just doesn't make sense.
Well, also, some people are worried that there's going to be a slowdown in 2020, and they're going to think that the Fed's not going to have the ammunition to deal with that slowdown as well. So that's something else that's been spooking the markets for the last few months.
I'm wondering what is spooking the markets, or why people think the market is spooked. Yesterday, after the election, was a phenomenal up day in the market,
gridlock.
And we've been trending up
absolutely
for the last few weeks. Spooks. I'm happy about it. I do agree, and this is a news alert with Charlie in one regard, is that
we pay way too
much. We pay way too much attention to the Fed. To think that these governors can sit around and that their crystal ball is any better than throwing darts. I mean, we invest in them that they can see into the future and they can pull the levers and knobs like the
don't they have to unwind the long end?
They're just like us. They wait
I got that, but
for the current data and then they act on that.
I got that, but don't they have to unwind their balance sheet?
They already are. $50 billion a month. I mean, it's already in it right now.
That has nothing to do with them, you know, looking at the crystal ball. That's just economics. It's the economics of whether you think the Fed should be holding on to all those securities that they have, and the economics of whether they're creating bubbles by keeping interest rates.
And $50 billion. I know we deal with trillions now, but it still ain't nothing. I mean, $50 billion a month does do something to the economy, right?
It definitely does something, and I think what the Fed is doing right now is they're able to get rates back to more historically normalized levels because the economy is doing so well right now. So I think Charlie hits the nail on the head. As long as the economy
I'm batting 1,000 today.
So far, so good.
As long as the economy is doing well, I think the Fed can continue on this course of what they're doing because there's no reason for them to change course.
I'm going to light your hair on fire, David. Here's the thing. I'm worried about Trump.
I would disagree in one regard.
Let me make this one point.
He's throwing out chum for David here.
I'm throwing out chum for you guys.
Remember Trump in his speech yesterday?
Remember what Trump said in his speech yesterday?
He said a lot of things in his speech
besides yelling at Bob Acosta, or I grew up with a guy named Bob Acosta, Jim Acosta, I'm sorry. He basically said he can work with Nancy Pelosi. Think about what they can work on. Infrastructure spending.
Do you believe him, though?
Not good for the economy.
Pelosi on that also.
Yeah, but listen, think about what he wants to do. I don't think a massive infrastructure.
Think about what he said he wants to do.
But think about it. Infrastructure spending, generally a big waste of money. Bad trade policies, they all agree on that. And he agrees with Nancy on Nancy and Chuck on
I hate to tell you, you thought that was chum for me. I agree with you on that.
So aren't you worried about that?
I'm not happy when the government gets bigger.
See, I like gridlock. He was talking about kumbaya yesterday.
The market liked gridlock too. That's why it was up 545 yesterday.
But stock traders are idiots. You know that, and I know that. They literally trade off of headlines, and they can make no sense. And they're algorithms. A lot of them aren't even traders; they're just algorithms. I am telling you that the takeaway yesterday, I don't think was good for the market. The takeaway was Nancy, Chuck, and Donnie working together and blowing out infrastructure spending and doing more bad trade deals.